One of the coolest aspects of this work is that it proves spiritual concepts. The body is used as a prover of what works and what doesn't. For example, yin and yang, oneness and duality. I've discovered this just by watching clients. I realized that when you give, there's also receiving involved. And when you receive, there's also giving. If you look closely enough and feel closely enough into the movements, you'll see that the most functional people in giving and receiving, that's true. Just like you can't have an in-breath without an out-breath, just like you can't have masculine without feminine, just like you can't have up without down. Looking at it in the body, you discover it to be true. What happens if you give without having that receiving component? What happens if you receive without having that giving component? When you watch a client do that, it doesn't work. It's less functional. There's more suffering. We say, all right, you're a good Christian, martyr yourself. Show that to me. And you look at that and you're like, that does not feel good. They're abandoning themselves. That's nothing that's going to serve them in their life. It's nothing that's going to serve a God or spirit in their life. Seeing how these archetypes and spiritual concepts show up in the body and having it translate to real manifestations and results in life has shown me what spiritual concepts or distortions or teachings or thoughts or ideas actually work and don't. And what I mean by work and don't actually get you results in your life. No true spiritual teaching is there to make you suffer. Anything you're doing in the body to suffer cannot be a truth. The truth is love. Love is the truth. If some spiritual teaching creates suffering, either that spiritual teaching is wrong, it is inherently false, or the way you're perceiving it is very distorted. It's incorrect. And there's a lot of people that do that. A lot of people take spiritual teachings and truths, and the way they interpret them end up being distorted. That's primarily what happens, because you can go through the East, the West, from Taoism to Confucianism to Buddhism to Christianity, New Age, all the stuff. You go through it. What eventually do you find? You find that the things that are true, they all have in their own way. I've got to experience these spiritual truths rather than just believe in them. When you feel them in your body and you embody them, it moves beyond belief and into experience.